All right, let's talk social media. We're going to crack open the playbook and move from just, posting stuff and hoping for the best to building a real, deliberate, winning strategy. Let's get into it.
I mean, have you ever felt this? You spend ages crafting the perfect post. You hit publish, and then crickets. It's so frustrating, right? You put in all this effort, and it feels like nobody's even listening. So what's the secret? How do you actually break through all that noise?
Well, it turns out the secret isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being smarter. It's about having a better playbook. And that's exactly what we're going to build together today.
Okay, so play number 1. This is all about your foundation. It's about what you're actually posting. Because let's be real, even the best strategy in the world can't save bad or boring content. It all starts right here.
Think about it like this. You've got a toolbox, right? You wouldn't try to saw a board with a hammer. It just wouldn't work. Well, social media is exactly the same. Different types of content are different tools, and they all do different jobs. So what exactly are the tools we have to work with?
So, your toolbox basically has 6 main tools. You've got educational content. This is what makes you look like an expert and builds trust. Then there's entertaining stuff, which is amazing for engagement. Inspirational content helps you connect on an emotional level. Of course, you've got promotional posts to actually drive sales. And then you have user-generated content, which is pure gold for authenticity. And finally, news and trending topics to keep you part of the conversation.
But here's the thing. Just having a great set of tools isn't enough. You can't just throw them out there randomly. You need a plan. A better way to think about it is like a healthy diet for your feed. I mean, if all you serve up is junk food, which in this case is just constant ads, your audience is going to get sick of you and just walk away.
So what does a healthy diet for your feed actually look like? Well, it looks a lot like this. A huge 40% of what you post should be educational, teaching your audience something valuable. Then you mix in a good dose of entertainment and inspiration. But look, notice how tiny that slice for promotional content is? Just 10%. Kind of wild, right?
This all boils down to one huge, game-changing principle. 90%. For every 10 things you post, 9 of them should be about giving value to your audience. You build trust, you entertain, you inspire, you teach, and then, only then, do you earn the right to ask for a sale. That's the bedrock of a strong content strategy.
All right, so you've got your content foundation locked in. Awesome. Now it's time for play number 2, managing the conversation. This is where we get into a little offense and a little defense. It's about amplifying your message so it gets seen and then really listening to what people say back.
First, let's just get on the same page with a couple of key terms. Organic versus paid. Organic is pretty simple. It's the people who see your stuff for free, just through natural discovery. Paid, on the other hand, is when you put money behind a post to guarantee it gets seen by the exact people you want to reach. A truly great strategy uses a mix of both.
Now for a really, really critical distinction, monitoring versus listening. Think of it this way. Monitoring is just hearing the noise. You see your name mentioned, you track a hashtag. Great. But listening? That's about understanding what the noise actually means. It's proactive. It's about finding the hidden insights in the conversation.
And there is no better example of this in action than Domino's Pizza. A while back, they started using social listening, and what they heard was brutal. People were all over social media saying their pizza crust tasted like cardboard. Ouch.
Now, what do you think most companies would do? They'd probably hide, get defensive, or just ignore it, right? Not Domino's. They leaned right into it. They went public and basically said, you know what? You're right. And then they went back to the drawing board and totally reinvented their entire pizza recipe.
And the ad campaign they launched after this? Absolute genius. The slogan was simply, "Oh yes, we did." They took their single biggest weakness, something they only discovered through true listening, and turned it into their greatest marketing triumph. That is the power of managing the conversation.
Okay, last play. And this is a real pro-level move. This is about using a little bit of science to get a serious edge on your competition. It's not just about what you post, but when you post it.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Everybody has an opinion, every guru has a different answer. But what does the actual science say? I think the answer is going to surprise you.
So, a study from the Harvard Business Review found something pretty mind-blowing. Organic content, the free stuff you post, gets way more clicks in the morning. But, and this is the key, paid posts, the ones you boost, are actually most effective in the mid-afternoon. So what in the world is going on here?
It all comes down to a concept called working memory. You can basically think of it as your brain's available RAM. In the morning, our RAM is high. We're fresh, we're curious, we're actively looking for info. But by the afternoon, our brains are fried. Our working memory is low. We're looking for mental shortcuts. And that little sponsored tag on an ad, it's a shortcut that tells our tired brain, hey, pay attention to this.
So this science gives us a beautifully simple two-step timing strategy. Step 1, post your best, most valuable organic content in the morning when people are ready to learn. Step 2, schedule your paid ads and promotions for the afternoon when you'll get the most bang for your buck. Simple as that.
And there you have it, 3 powerful plays that can completely change your social media game. So now, let's put it all together. What does your winning strategy actually look like in action?
Okay, here is the entire playbook boiled down to the essentials. First, you build your foundation with that balanced mix of content, always remembering that 90% value rule. Second, you manage the conversation. Amplify your best stuff with paid promotions and listen like your business depends on it, because it does. And third, you gain the timing advantage. Organic in the morning, paid in the afternoon.
So this isn't just some abstract theory, right? This is a concrete plan. The days of shouting into the void and just hoping something sticks, those are over. You have the plays. You have the strategy to build a community, to drive real results, and to actually win this game. The only question left is, what's your first move?